Michelle Monaghan plays identical twins in the new Netflix thriller series Echoes, so let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services just like Netflix. If you guys are like me, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more up and coming content. Identical twins Leni and Gina share a dangerous secret. Since they were children, Leni and Gina have secretly swapped lives, culminating in a double life as adults. They share 2 homes, 2 husbands, and a child. But everything in their perfectly choreographed world is thrown into disarray when one of the sisters goes missing. Michelle Monaghan plays Leni and Gina, and she really goes in with both of these performances. Each of the identical sisters is different than the other, and we get a lot of explanation about their past and why they eventually decided to switch. And they've switched many times when something went wrong for one of the sisters, or they just felt like switching, and they were really good at it. Very believable, to the point where they could switch husbands and their own lives. And they have different scars, and they wear their hair differently, and their jobs are different. But Leni and Gina are very good at switching. And Michelle Monaghan is playing 2 different characters, and she does a fabulous job setting apart the twin sisters. Not only does the hair and the outfits look different, but the mannerisms and the personality and the delivery of the lines, and each identical twin feels significantly different. And at times it gets a little bit confusing. Is Leni being Gina, or Gina being Leni? Or is Gina really just Gina? Or is Leni just Leni? And so at times it really gets deep into these 2 twins just going back and forth, changing. But when we learn of one sister going missing, and one of the sisters has to step up and take over that role, then it just starts to dig deeper into money and crimes and people dying. It builds on the secret that one of the sisters has gotten herself into. For a good half of the series, I was really invested in the secret of one of the sisters and how it affected both of their lives, and watching Michelle Monaghan successfully navigate these 2 different characters. But once we kind of learn more about the secret and we see more of the past between Leni and Gina and why they are switching bodies, it kind of fizzles out towards the end. About episode 5, 6, and 7, it seems to focus a little more on the past and a fire and people dying and wanting to swap bodies. Once we kind of get towards the end of the series, it does fizzle out, and I did lose a little interest. After that first episode, and when we learned that they have been swapping bodies for years, I was invested in seeing where these characters would go and how far they could get. But once we kind of got deeper into that storyline and they start to throw in more mysteries left and right, I did lose interest, and them swapping bodies wasn't as captivating as I saw it the first time around. I was really interested in seeing how they could get away with it, and watching Leni trying to be in the same room when there's only one of her, and she has to lie to her family that Gina is in the room, but she goes out there and comes back in as another person. We've seen that before in movies where one of the characters has to play 2 different people, and everybody believes that both of the people are there. That's how this is, and it kind of gets absurd a little bit to a point once we see it over and over again. But episode 5, 6, and 7 weren't as strong as the first 4 episodes, and there's only 7 episodes. It is a limited series, and the more that they tackle on, the less I am interested. I was just really invested in watching Michelle Monaghan play 2 different characters and doing a great job at it. But once we learned the secrets of them when they were teenagers and where they are now, it's not as interesting as I hoped it could be. At times it's trying a little too hard to be dramatic and giving you that shock value, and every single episode has to end with like a twist or this dramatic sequence. And at times, like, it does work more so in the earlier episodes, but towards the later half, I'm just not as shocked as I thought I would be. And that has to do with the story and the mysteries within it not as interesting, and they feel a little bit repetitive, and they're struggling to tell a compelling story when it could have been a more simpler story. Certain episodes and certain scenes could have been shaved off to make this a more rounded out story, but nonetheless the tone for this series is thrilling and it does capture you right away. Michelle Monaghan gives two really solid performances, and watching her navigate that and seeing how comfortable she is and how confident she is shows that they've done this before. In the earlier episodes, they just throw all this information at you that you don't know, but it is fun to watch Michelle Monaghan, one of the sisters, and see how confident she is to answer these questions. When she hasn't been her sister in a while, she can easily throw herself into her sister's life and help her sister out or get information that she needs. Like I said, the first 4 episodes were really captivating, thrilling, they told a good story, great performances, and then episode 5, 6, and 7 just fizzled out and weren't as strong as the previous episodes. But nonetheless, I was interested in the series and seeing where it would go, all the mysteries that they were trying to tackle on, seeing what they would do with that and how they could bring the sisters together and see how they are comfortable at changing lives. So all of that I did like, and overall it's a decent series. This ended not the best way, but started off very strong. So before I give you my score for Echoes on Netflix, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Echoes a B-. Thank you guys for checking my review for Echoes on Netflix. If you guys seen it by chance, what'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.